Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our Principal Sister Navya, Vice Principal Sister Valentina D'Souza, Sister Sangeeta, Headmistress of KG Section, the staff and students of St. Joseph's Convent Girls Senior Secondary School, Sadar, Jabalpur, I extend a very warm welcome to our chief guest and the parents of our office bearers who are with us this morning. I also extend a very warm welcome to Sister Ansi, Principal of St. Joseph Convent, TFRI, and Sisters of St. Joseph's Convent. The chief guest at our investiture ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Sanjay Singh. Lieutenant Colonel Singh completed his schooling from Rashtriya Military School, Belgaum, Karnataka. After acquiring commerce degree from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, he joined Army and was commissioned in 84 Armored on the 5th of September 1997 from Officers Training Academy, Chennai. Besides his regiment, he has also served in National Defense Academy from 2007 to 2009. He has a rich experience of serving in encounter insurgency areas in Jammu and Kashmir and also at the line of actual control. He has also served in staff duties in Leh and Ladakh while border dispute with China was at its peak. Lieutenant Colonel Singh is special expertise in boxing, hockey and basketball. Lieutenant Colonel Singh is currently posted with 1 MP Battalion, NCC, Jabalpur. We thank you for your presence amongst us and a very warm welcome to you, sir, once again. It is right and proper to begin this function by invoking blessings from our patron saint. I invite our chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Singh, Principal Sister Navya, Vice Principal Sister Valence Aristotle, School Captain Ananya Sasodia to kindly come onto the stage to light the lamp. As the lamp is being lit, we shall sing the candle song. In the shaping up of child's personality, a number of factors play a determining role. Foremost amongst them are the family and the school. Out of the 1,000 students entrusted to our care, there are some who grow up into students in whom we take pride. Through their deeds and words over the years, they have earned our trust and affection. As a way of honoring their virtues and acknowledging their selfless services, we have been following the tradition of choosing them to carry the school flag and to lead their respective houses. For they have lived up to the school motto, "Virtue alone ennobles." Today is the day we formally bestow on them the authority and responsibility of the office for which we have placing upon our leaders so that they may assume office with courage and conviction. Now, our SJC choir will sing the hymn to Saint Joseph.
A reading from the Holy Bible, Romans chapter 12, verses 3, with many members, and these members do not have the same function. Each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each one of us. If it is serving, then serve. If it is to encourage, then encourage. If it is giving, then give generously. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Today, as juniors, we look up to the new generation of school leaders taking up their school duties. We consider ourselves privileged that we are here to witness this solemn ceremony and admire their determination of playing the student leadership role for the whole school. As students, we are seeing them extend a good tradition brought forward by our seniors of a willingness to serve this institution which has so lovingly nurtured them over the years.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणवन्दिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणाधीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय द्विहप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुसर्वसराराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणाधीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय धीमहि
Before we proceed, let me share with you about the way we choose our leaders. At St. Joseph's, it has been our utmost priority to help the students mold their personality in accordance with their virtues enshrined in our school motto. The students volunteer for the posts and are then selected by teachers keeping in mind the qualities of a true Josephite. Our institution stands for certain ideals, and hence the motto, "Virtue alone ennobles," is an apt one. The school has 4 houses: gold, red, blue, and green. Each house has a motto, thus pursuing a common idea. The gold house motto is hope and courage. The red house motto is persevere ever. The blue house motto is conquer thyself, and the green house motto is by faith and love. The house mistress is in charge of all athletic activities and team games and is helped by the house teachers and the 2 PTIs, Ma'am Ashu Goomer and Mrs. Veronica Michael. The house mistresses for the session 2021-2022 are Mrs. Mukta Lamba for Gold House, Mrs. Anamika Sisodia for the Red House, Mrs. Nalini Ramanathan for the Blue House, and Mrs. Anubha Dilraj for the Green House. I shall now hand the mic over to my colleague, Mrs. Sjc Sadar, to carry on with the proceedings.
We come now to the highlights of our function this morning, the solemn ceremony of installation of the office bearers. This is a sign of their official installation and command. By their behavior and perseverance, may they inspire their fellow students to fulfill of what is expected of them. May they do their best and excel always. I invite our Chief Guest, Lieutenant Colonel Sanjay Singh, and our Principal, Sister Navya, to kindly come on the stage. To proceed to the dais to take the oath of office. After being sworn in, they will receive their sashes and flag from the hands of the Chief Guest. I also invite Mr. Anshuman Singh, maternal uncle of Ananya, and Mrs. Anamika Sisodia, Mr. Prabodh Shukla and Mrs. Parul Shukla to kindly come onto the stage. We now begin the swearing in of the captains and vice captains of the 4 houses. The first to pronounce their oath and to receive their colors are the Red House Captain Anjali Nair and her Vice Captain Anushka Agrahari. I invite the parents, Mr. Suresh Kumar and Mrs. Vinita Suresh, Mr. Manish Agrahari and Mrs. Anjana Agrahari to kindly come on the stage. I also invite the Red House House Mistress, Mrs. Anamika Sisodia, to come forward. I request the chief guest to hand over the Red House flag to the House Captain. I now invite the Greenhouse Captain Harshita Chokse and the Greenhouse Vice Captain Shanvi Kori to march forward to pronounce the oath of office. I invite the parents, Mr. Mahesh Chokse and Mrs. Abhilasha Chokse, Mr. Vijay Kori and Mrs. Mamta Kori to kindly come on to the stage. I also invite Mrs. Anubha Dilraj, the house mistress, to join the guests. I request the parents and the house mistress to hand over the sashes and epaulets. I request the chief guest to please come forward for handing over the flag to the house captain. Now marching forward to accept the badges and the flag are the Gold House Captain Samiksha Gupta and her Vice Captain Arushi Agarwal. I invite parents Mr. Praveen Kumar Gupta and Mrs. Pooja Gupta, Mrs. Neetu Agrawal to kindly come on the stage to witness the proud moment. I also invite the house mistress, Mrs. Mukta Lamba, to come forward. I request the parents and the house mistress to do the honors. I request the chief guest to please come forward to hand over the Gold House flag to the house captain. The last to receive their colors this morning are the Blue House Captain Aditi Sharma and her Vice Captain Sania Ali. I invite the proud parents, Mr. Arun Sharma and Mrs. Renu Sharma, Mr. Asif Ali and Mrs. Akhtari Parveen to kindly come onto the stage. I also invite Mrs. Nalini Ramanathan, the house mistress of the Blue House, to come forward.
I, Aditi Sharma, Captain of the Blue House, Sania Ali, Vice Captain of the Blue House, do solemnly promise to be loyal to my school and the Blue House, which have placed such trust in me. I promise to hold the Blue House flag high and be true to the house motto, conquer thyself. I will strive to the best of my ability to cooperate with my house mistress, Mrs. Nalini Ramanathan.
I request the chief guest to hand over the flag to the house captain. The swearing in of all the office bearers has now been completed. May they walk on the path the past leaders have trod and bring even greater name and glory to the institution. We wish them all success. Our school choir will now sing a song on leadership, outlining what it means to be a leader. I now invite our chief guest, Lieutenant Colonel Sanjay Singh, to address the gathering.
Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The iconic lines from the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost is what it reminds me on this solemn occasion to say. Maybe 25 years or not 25, say 35 years back, I was also in a similar position where in a residential school, I also became a house captain. The only difference was the parents were not there. The principal, members of the staff, and my dear students. Firstly, I would like to thank Sister Navya, the Honorable Principal, to invite me for this wonderful program of the Investiture ceremony. I also congratulate you all for presenting such a wonderful cultural program, your leadership skills in next year or so. I hope we don't see a third wave and the schools are started in the near future. However, we can take inspiration from the title or from the book by Robert Schulz, which says, tough time never lasts, but tough people do. Or in army, we say, mushkil waqt, commando sakt. So these are tough times, but I'm sure soon we will have better times. A few words for the students who've been nominated as the prefect. It's a very, very important thing for you. It is a time where the school has posed a faith in your abilities. Now you have to live up by that. Now what is it that you are required to do as a prefect? Now there are certain things which from my own experience I can share with you. Certain qualities which you need to have. Impartial. This is one of the most important things. For you, every student is same. You have no friends, you have no enemies, you have no favorites. So this is the time when you'll get the opportunity where you can develop this trait inside you, being impartial. Truthful, be truthful. Even if you make mistake, accept it. Everybody makes mistake. Anyone who works will certainly make mistake. So as a student, as a prefect, if you end up making some mistake, so please accept it. And one of the most important quality which you need to have is courage of conviction. You should have this particular trait inside you, which means to the highest authority of your school, if you believe in truth, in certain thing, you should be able to say that. Never, never cowed down by the personality, the post, the stature of the person who's there in front of you, because truth is supreme. There is nothing bigger than truth. Truth is God. So that is very important. If any right decision you have taken, you may lose friend out of that. You have to say some student doing something wrong. You have to report about it. He may be, she may be best of your friend. You have to put her up. Fine, that's your duty. That's your primary duty. So never ever feel remorse about it. That is courage of conviction. When you have courage of conviction, you should never be remorseful that what I did. You should only be remorseful of the things which you did wrong, and you should not even think twice accepting those and saying sorry. Be the one who was worthy of the responsibility bestowed upon and not the one who was a disappointment. So I am sure school has given enough thought by giving you this responsibility. Now it is your duty, students, the prefects, to live up to it. This is a lesson of leadership which will be a stepping stone for your future endeavors. Truth always pays and prevails. Being honest and truthful is a virtue of extreme importance and not a liability. Very important when you are a prefect. Personality, your personality is not only academics, it's a mix of sports, extracurricular activities, be a leader, truthful. That's why it is said that it is better to have an army of sheep led by a lion than to have an army of lions led by a sheep. You know, early morning, I was just jotting down these lines. So one of my daughter, I won't name, and she's also a student of the school. So she said, kid, don't write too much, okay? Nobody listens. The people get switched off. So keep your verbosity at the minimum. So that thing is ringing bell. So I will not be speaking too much. Though I have got a lot to say, but the time is of primary importance. Keeping that in view, at the end, it reminds me a line by Mark Twain, where he says, the two most important, please note, this is very important for you students, the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find why. So let this be the day when you find why were you born. I once again thank you, sister, for calling me here and be part of this August assembly and this Solomon's sermon. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope I kept the speech to the minimum.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring message. Our students will remember it and heed your advice. I now invite Sister Navya to address all of us, very specially address the newly appointed Student Council.
Good morning, Lieutenant Colonel Sanjay Singh, Chief Guest of today's function, members of the staff, parents of student leaders, and newly appointed office bearers. On this special day, I congratulate all the leaders selected for the academic year 2021-2022. May God bless you all to do your duties with great competence and utmost sincerity. My dear students, we have selected you to be the captain and vice captain to help out your teachers in smooth functioning of the school. You all have the great responsibility of being positive towards your teachers and their directions. When you are selected to be the leaders, the school puts utmost faith in you that you would never break our trust. Management believes in your competence and trust in your integrity. When you are leading a team, you will face challenges either from external sources or from your own team that can test your leadership skills. During these times, you should never lose your focus and constantly work towards your team's target. Have you ever noticed that a bronze medalist is generally more happy than a silver medalist at the end of the game? Ideally, a silver medalist should be more happy than the bronze. But human mind doesn't work like mathematics. Silver medalist thinks, oh, I couldn't win the gold medal. Bronze medalist thinks, at least I got a medal. Silver medal is won after losing. but bronze medal is won after winning. This happens in our lives too. We don't appreciate what we have, but feel sad with what we don't have. Let's be grateful for our blessings. They far outweigh our problems if we start counting. Today, I would like you to listen to few lines of the poem Have You Earned Your Tomorrow by Edgar Albert Guest. Is anybody happier because you passed this way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? Can you say tonight, in parting with the day that's slipping fast, that you helped a single brother of the many that you passed? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? Did you waste your day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scar of discontent? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? I repeat, as you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, you have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today? Just meditate on this one question frequently. The self-awareness that will emerge will create a powerful force for inner growth. An ancient philosopher said, day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. So, spend your days well. Once again, congratulations and God's blessings upon you in your new journey. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. As always, your message was most inspiring and with some valuable life lessons. The school captain will now propose the vote of thanks.
Our esteemed Chief Guest, Lieutenant Colonel Sanjay Singh, Honorable Principal, Sister Navya, Vice Principal, Sister Valentina, revered teachers, parents, my fellow cabinet members, and my dear friends. As the school captain, it is my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the entire Student Council. First and foremost, I would like to thank our distinguished chief guest for accepting our invitation to grace this occasion. Thank you, sir, for your presence in our midst, despite the demands upon your time. Before I proceed, I pay homage to the memory of our principal. I pay homage to Sister Rosalind, our former principal and manager, who had been a really important part of our school lives, and whose blessings, I'm sure, are with us this morning. My most sincere gratitude to our principal, Sister Navya, for being a source of constant motivation, guidance, inspiration, and for ensuring that the education continues unhindered even in these troubled times. To our teachers, no words suffice to express our indebtedness to you. Syllabus has been but a small part of what you have taught us. We are humbled by the trust our principal and our teachers have placed in us, and I assure you that we will strive our best to prove worthy of that trust. A special word of thanks to our PTI, Mam Asha Goomer, for painstakingly training us for past many days. My gratitude also to our teachers of classes 11th and 12th, who worked tirelessly in making today's function possible. Special thanks to our music teacher, Mr. Franklin Rao, and his choir for his melodious hymns. I also thank our support staff for their efforts to ensure a smooth functioning of today's ceremony. To our classmates who are watching this on YouTube, a big thank you, dear friends. You are the pillars we shall lean on for support in discharging the duties of our office. And above all, a huge thank you to our parents and family members. It is your love, your warmth, care, protection, your constant motivation that has given us the confidence of stepping up to shoulder the responsibilities of leadership. Your presence in a moment of honor and pride has made this day even more special. Before I conclude, I thank the Almighty for showering His grace upon us all. Thank you.
Let us now conclude this morning's proceedings with the school anthem. I request all parents and teachers to please stand. A photograph is a return ticket to a moment otherwise gone. What I like about photographs is that they capture a moment that is impossible to reproduce. I request the chief guest, our principal, Sister Navya, Sister Valentina, our Vice Principal, and all our house mistresses to come together for a group photograph. Parents, please be seated. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a memory is priceless. Thank you, sir. I request the chief guest and all other guests to follow the office bearers to proceed to the KG hall for refreshments.